So remember, first thing we learned was translations, but there's no rule to memorize for that. What you need to know for translations is that if you're moving to the right, it's x plus a number. If you're moving to the left, it's x minus a number. If you're moving up, it's y plus a number, and if you're moving down, it's y minus a number. I feel like I'm like a traffic control person or like a flight attendant on an airplane. Anyways, then we learned reflections. If you're reflecting over the y-axis, you make the x negative. If you're reflecting over the x-axis, you make the y negative. If you're reflecting over y equals x, you simply do Freaky Friday and they trade places. Then we did rotations, and we learned a way to come up with all the rotation rules without having to memorize them. So we remember that to come up with the rules, you switch and make the first one negative, switch and make the first one negative, switch and make the first one negative. So switch places, make the first one negative. Switch places, make the first one negative. Switch places, make the first one negative, and then you're back to 0 if you wanted to do it one more time. Okay? So those are the rules. Here's some questions. There are 4 warm-up questions. I'll let you tackle those for a minute, and then we'll talk about them. I'll call on people. Thank you. The coordinates of 2, -5 after being reflected over the y-axis. So if it's reflected over the y-axis, we're going to change the x. So the x becomes -2, and we don't touch the y at all. Very nice. Araceli, number 2. Very nice. So since we're translating this, we're going left 4. So we're going to take the x value, and we're going to subtract 4. And down 5, we're going to take the y value, and we're going to subtract 5. So your answer was perfect. -2, -10. Very nice. Next one is Quan. Thank you, Quan. So when you're rotating 180 degrees, you have to know the rule. You simply just take the coordinates and you give them the opposite sign. You take the opposite of each coordinate. So 2 becomes -2, -5 becomes 5. Last one, Victor. So the rule for 270 degrees is y -x. So that means take y and leave it alone and don't do anything to it. And then take x and make it negative. Yeah, so just make sure you know your rules, you have them handy, and you're obeying the rules. This unit is all about obeying the rules. Okay, let's check our homework answers. This was a new homework assignment, so make sure I don't have any mistakes in my answers. You guys are my guinea pigs. Okay, we're going over 13 and 14. So it's asking to name the line of reflection. So that's saying, I want you to write the equation of the line for which the figure has been reflected over. So you're really just finding what line is like in the middle of the two shapes, what line is equidistant from both shapes. So on this one, this has been a kind of like a vertical reflection. I don't know if that's what it's called. I don't know if that's the real way to say it, but it's been reflected over that vertical line right there because those hearts are equidistant from that line. That line hits the x-axis, so it's an x equals line, and it hits the x-axis at -2, so it's x equals -2. The next one, you have to find the midpoint between the two shapes. So you kind of like, oh, I'll go up one, okay, I'll go down one. Oh, I'll go up a half, I'll go down a half. So the line that's equidistant between the two shapes is hitting the y-axis, and it's hitting the y-axis right between 0 and 1, which would be 1/2. Ready? Review problems? Oh, okay. Here we go. So get out a sheet of paper if you want to do this on a sheet of paper, or if you have your own whiteboard. Okay, so point C has been transformed to become C prime. I want you to tell me the rule and the description. The rule is when you write like xy becomes -xy or something like that. And the description is like it was translated to the left. So in the rule part you put coordinates, and in the description part you put words. You describe it with words. Very nice. The description is 7 to the right and 10 up. Okay, does someone else want to jump in and do the rule for me? Okay, good. Thank you, Johan. So the rule would be x plus 7, y plus 10, with a comma and parentheses around it. Okay? Good. Okay, next one. Try this one. Wonderful. The rule is x plus 5, y minus 3, and the description is, okay, good. We're going 5 to the right and down 3. I don't care if you put the number first or the description first. Okay, I think we have that.